back, readers. So we're back for another weekly download, and we'll talk about some books. So first off, we're going to do an update on the book I was looking forward to reading this week, the first Man Spacecraft. It was good. I enjoyed reading it. Wasn't necessarily the best written. It was written from the journals of the photographer who was, there during the space missions and all of that back in Russia in the 50s and 60s. So it was really interesting just because it was written kind of from his perspective, and it was put together by his nephew. So it was fun. I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10 and say maybe check it out. I have read some better written books about the same subject, but this one was it was interesting and I enjoyed reading it. So next we're going to talk about some of the other books I read this week. One of them is Lee Child, Past Tense. It's a Jack Reacher book. I'll put it here. It's book like 20 something in the series, so I've read a lot of them. I love the Jack Reacher series. If you've seen the show Reacher on Amazon, that's really good as well. So I would say check this out and give it like an 8 out of a 10. Action, non-stop, and he's a great character. Kind of like no bullshit, just does what he does, and if he doesn't like what you're doing, he's going to tell you. He's a great character. So go ahead and check out the Jack Reacher series. Killing Floor, I believe, is the first book in the series. So another book that I read was this one, Doom, Knee Deep in the Dead. It's the first book in the Doom series that's based on the video game. I know there was a movie done years ago starring The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, that's sort of based on Doom, but not really. This is based more on the actual video games. There's several books in the series, and I'm actually looking forward to reading more of them. I read the first couple of them. I've read this one before, and I enjoyed it. I'd give it like a 6 or 7 out of 10, so you should check it out, especially if you like Doom or other books and things like that. I would say go ahead and check it out. It's fun, entertaining, and it's kind of like a quick, easy read. So I didn't listen to any audiobooks this week. I just listened to podcasts and stuff like that. So I'm going to give you a shout out to one of the podcasts that I listened to. I listened to several episodes of the podcast, and they're like 2-3 hours long. So they're long, but they're really good. It's called Mic Drop. So the host of the show is Mike Ritland, who is a former Navy SEAL, and he kind of interviews people, lots of former military, a lot of them being former SEALs, as well as people who are in law enforcement and that kind of thing, as well as people who are, running for office, that sort of thing. So lots of different people, and he's really great at interviewing, and I really enjoy listening to his show. I know that I recently, a few weeks ago, did a review of his book, which is Unfuck America, is the name of his book that I read and did on the show. So I give a warning there, as well as with this podcast, there's like no filter at all. So you're going to get lots of unfiltered language and unfiltered stories, but it's great. It lends to the greatness of the show and how much I enjoy it. The fact that he just kind of talks about what he wants to talk about, and he doesn't care what anybody else thinks. That's like kind of the motto of the show, which is great. So go ahead and check out his podcast. You can also watch the video versions of it on his YouTube channel. So it's the Mic Drop. So go ahead and check that out. And that's it for this week. And until next time, let's get reading.